What were the Niners' best offseason moves so far? There's got to be some good ones.
There's a few good ones, but let me start with the sleeper one that I think is really good. That no one's probably talking about. Ben Bart. I only got to see Ben Bart for a game and a half, so this could be complete BS. But in that game and a half, he looked really good. He looked a lot better than Aaron Banks did. And he's a guy I wanted them to extend, even when I think he had a high ankle sprain. He's a guy I wanted them to extend, and they did. No one was really talking about it, but there's a good chance Ben Barch is your starting left guard this coming year. I think that's a high possibility.
Let me tell you something about Ben Barch. So he was a 4th-round pick in 2020, and he was developed by offensive line coach George Warhop, who I know personally. I interviewed his wife like 10 years ago for a story I did for Sports Illustrated. He's been in the league since like 1996. He's often the only African-American offensive line coach in the NFL. There might be a couple others, but he's the guy, and he's great. He's been with the Niners at least once, and he's really good. He's currently the Ravens offensive line coach. And Forrester mentioned like he was talking to Warhop one day, and Warhop's like, dude, Ben Barch, you got to look at this guy. He's good. So that's why he's here. He is good. He's had a little bit of issues like staying healthy, but if he stays healthy, his competition is going to be Spencer Burford and a rookie. So yeah, he can win that job.
Yeah,
I like Spencer Burford. He can win that job too.
Yeah, it's a sleeper one that a lot of people aren't talking about, but he looked good from this brief time we got to see him. So I'm intrigued by that one for sure. What's one that you have? What's the best one in your opinion?
Trading Debo is the start towards a serious offseason. I liked it. Cutting use check. I love that move. What they did after, I'm not going to talk about that. But actually cutting him, that was money. Trading Debo, that was money. Saying that they would consider trading Ayuk, that was good.
I got one.
Go ahead.
I think DeMarcus Robinson is actually a decent signing, man. I remember watching him last year when Cup was out.
Yep.
And he was playing, and I'm like, this dude's pretty good, dude. He had a couple nice catches. So I think that's a good mid-tier type wide receiver, and they got him for a good amount. I think he's a better wide receiver. Let me say this. I think he's a better wide receiver than Deebo Samuel. I think he is. Maybe he's not breaking tackles, but he's a better wide receiver.
I agree with that. I think he's a better wide receiver than Cooper Kupp.
Yeah, he looked like it.
Who the Seahawks just spent a ton of money on for whatever reason.
Yeah.
So I like that move too.
One. Yeah.
And he fits the Niners elderly timeline.
Right.
He might just go to Cabo. Probably can afford it.
What about Mac Jones?
I really like the Mac Jones signing because Kyle Shanahan is invested. Kyle Shanahan likes him and wants to set him up for success, which you don't always know that about quarterbacks. And he's here on a 2-year deal, not a 1-year deal. Like you saw what happened with Sam Darnold, and you're thinking maybe you could do it again with another 1st-round pick who fits the system. Mac Jones was an obvious one, him or Zach Wilson. And Mac Jones was even cheaper. So I like it. It seems like low risk, potentially like the highest reward. This is the most important position. You should be acquiring quarterbacks like this, guys who have pedigree, are young, but are on the scrap heap because they've played for terrible teams or whatever. Find out for yourself.
Can we talk about something in regards to Brock Purdy?
Yeah.
So the fact, thank you, I appreciate you. The fact that they signed Mac Jones applies a lot of pressure to me on Brock Purdy, not only from a performance standpoint but contractually. And then there's 2 things I talked about it towards the end of last season, like 2 things to watch: the quality and the timing of the backup quarterback that they bring in. Mac Jones is I was never a Mac Jones guy. I'm still really not. And I'm not saying he's better than Brock Purdy. I've never been a big fan of Mac Jones, but from a backup standpoint, that's a pretty high quality. That's a high 1st-round draft pick that they brought in to back up Mr. Irrelevant. So that's pressure contractually. Like, okay, you don't want to sign this $45 million 3-year contract? Fine. Play out your contract, and Mac Jones is right behind you. I think that's pretty significant. And not only that, the other thing I want to talk about is what they offered Brock Purdy was, from all accounts, $45 million per year and only 3 years guaranteed. Those are the two things I wanted everyone to watch as far back as last offseason. To me, if they believe Brock Purdy was the future for years and years and years to come, you're not trying to lock him in for just 3 years, 45 million, and you're not bringing the Mac Jones.
This is like a glorified Baker Mayfield deal, a glorified Sam Darnold extension, like that somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And I don't like that. To me, that being in the middle is sort of what mediocre teams aspire to. Like, you either have a quarterback who's truly worth $50+ million a year, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson. I mean, even Jalen Hurts is worth that to the Eagles because they only win with him. Or you have a quarterback on a rookie deal like Washington, like Denver, like Chicago, like Minnesota. Minnesota's going that route right now. They're like, you know what, Sam, you're good, dude. You're really good. And we had a lot of success with you, but you were dirt cheap for us this year. We're not going to go into that middle class of quarterback. We don't want to. It's just purgatory, even though you're worth it. So go do that with Seattle, who have no freaking aspirations of going anywhere. Mediocre is where they live. And we'll go take a risk with a quarterback who's never played it down in the NFL and let him take over a championship roster. That's an aggressive move. And the Niners are going right into like Seattle Seahawks, Las Vegas Raiders territory, Tampa Bay Buccaneers territory. Like, respectable, maybe.
Yeah. The 49ers have no reason. There's none. Like, it was always, they have all the leverage with Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's options are play on $5 million and bet on yourself, or take life-changing money, $45 million, 3 years. He absolutely 100% should do that, because if he doesn't and the 49ers hold strong and something happens to him, knock on wood, with that arm, Mac Jones steps in, does better, he may never have an opportunity like this again. I feel like the Niners have all the leverage right now.
But like, I agree. From the Niners perspective, from my perspective, I wouldn't want Purdy to take my low ball offer. Like, if I give him an offer that's like mid, the 3-year, not quite a franchise quarterback offer, and he takes it, and then that tells me he thinks he's mid. And he knows he's not a franchise quarterback. Like, when the Ravens offered Lamar Jackson an extension, he was like, absolutely not. I'm the best player in the league. What are you talking about? I'm really that guy. And he stood on that, and he got it, and he's proven it. And you want that from your freaking quarterback. Steve Young would have been like that. Are you kidding? He would have been like, you know what, guys? You know it. I know it. We all know it. I'm not that good. I'm pretty good. Pretty good, but I'm not top 10. Like, no. The quarterback needs to think that, needs to believe it. And if Brock's over here being like, let's give me something fair, then that's all the more reason to not commit yourself to this as much as you like him.
If Brock doesn't believe it and the Niners don't believe it, that's not good. Like, they need to believe in it, or why do it? Just
it's like, look, we're gonna get married, but you're not the one for me, and I know you're not the one for me, and we're probably gonna get divorced in 3 years. So, but let's do it. It's gonna be fun. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah. That's how it feels.
It's kind of how it feels. So, look, I want to tie up this topic, best move of the offseason. The Niners not giving Brock Purdy 5 years, $60 million a year. I mean, Lombardi early in the offseason was really hammering. He's worth 60. He's going to get $60.1 million a year, and he's the most efficient quarterback. And that's what he sounds like to me. He's the most efficient quarterback in the NFL, and he's the best, and he's going to get. No, dude, absolutely not. The Niners aren't working like that this year. They're going to actually negotiate toughly. And I like that. I think they're doing a good job with Brock right now.
It's a good year to finally get back to being a little bit more cutthroat when you're negotiating with a quarterback that. And here's the other thing nobody's talking about, Grant. Everyone expected there to be news after the season that Brock Purdy suffered an injury, and that's why, his deep balls were being thrown short, and that's why his arm looked a little weaker than it did in the previous season. But we still have no idea what's going on with Brock's arm. Was it hurt? Like, everyone, even his biggest supporters, are like, well, he's only throwing that way because he's hurt. That was their explanation for the way he was throwing. But maybe he wasn't. Maybe that's just his arm. So that's another thing. Maybe the Niners know more than we do. I'm sure they do. But I'm still curious about, is Brock Purdy's arm healthy?
Yeah, like whenever we ask Brock Purdy about his arm, he just shuts it down. Like it's fine, which makes me feel like we're not getting any type of transparency about that from him. It's fine. It's fine. Right. Because if you actually told us what, if something were going on and you told us, that could cost you money. But it seems like if there were any type of lingering effects or things he has to do during the week or the year to get ready to actually play, the Niners would know, and they would probably use that against him in the negotiations because it's cutthroat.
And maybe that's what's going on. We don't know.